Hi, I did want to make a video yesterday, but what happened in the country kind of stopped me and made me reevaluate what I wanted to share first. It was triggering, it was heartbreaking, and even when now I'm talking about it, it's a little overwhelming to even think about. And we can only imagine what the families must be going through. So, until obviously someone asks for the help, what can you, as someone who is sitting in their own home, who is feeling that grief, that sorrow as deeply, can do is pray. Prayers work. I tend to bring the psychological insights more than spirituality in whatever I share. But today, it's all about having faith and believing. And this is the mantra with which I started my journey. Green Tara is one such deity who softens you, who softens your heart, who eases your pain. She's basically the goddess to remove all the pain and suffering which is stored within our hearts, not only from this birth, but also from all the births that we've ever had. And I hope that she comes into lives of every single sentient being, human or non-human, and make everyone's heart softer. So today, this video has an intention that whoever comes across it is willing to extend those prayers not only to themselves, not only for their own peace and happiness and their own cleansing, but also for the rest of the world who deserves it, to whosoever deserves it. She is the one who will not waste a second to come down from her lotus throne and help you, a bodhisattva. And bodhisattvas are the ones who have stopped their complete enlightenment, passing over to make sure that until and unless every being on the planet is completely enlightened, they will not leave it. And she's one of them. There are a lot of Taras, and she is just the one who is the closest to me and closest to millions of people. She is the mother who does not differentiate, mother of all. And we can most certainly do rosaries, maybe 108 repetitions, or if you feel like, then you can even do 1008. It totally depends upon you. It will not only cleanse you, but also, since all of us are quantumly entangled, pass the peace over to them. And even to the souls who are on the wrong path, who are on the path of destruction, to understand what true love is and what operating from that love is. I really hope that government and the army will take the steps that are necessary, and may the citizens across the world be protected from not only these physical problems or dangers, but also from these internal fears and dangers. So the mantra is Om Tare, Tu Tare, Ture Soha. You can chant it for, say, next 40 days, next 11 days, 21 days, or 31 days, even for 108 days if you want. It would be great if you can do it for 108 times. So, as I said before, the mantra is Om Tare Tu Tare Ture Soha, and it helps in overcoming fear, anxiety, it grants wishes, and eliminates suffering of all kind. So here you are expanding yourself and extending those prayers to rest of the world, to every sentient being, and not just to you or your family or anybody that you know, but even those that you don't know, even those that you don't love. May all beings realize that anything that makes them feel different from any other human being, any kind of separation or the idea of separation that they have with another human being, is evil. And it will keep them in the cycles of this birth and death for years to come, for eons to come, until they patronize grace over greed, benevolence over brutality, and of course, sovereignty over selfishness, to feel God or the Messiah or somehow better than the rest. So, these are the things that this mantra saves us from lions and the lion within us, which can get extremely prideful. And pride is one of the worst emotions that we can have. Self respect is one, but then being prideful is another. Again, it makes you feel bigger than the others. Wild elephants who can go absolutely rogue and bring about so much destruction because they don't have control over their anger. Similarly, delusions are what these elephants represent. These delusions can absolutely wreck our lives because they stop us from living in the present moment, stop us from accepting the reality for what it is, they stop us from seeing the reality for what it is. Your delusion can be, again, that you are better than somebody else. What you believe in is what the rest of the world should believe in. But just because millions of people believe in one vice, it does not make that vice a virtue. So she protects us from those delusions. She protects us from forest fires and the hatred, the heat of the forest fires, the anger, this hatred which prevents us from working on ourselves, our projects, our happiness, our own self, and burns us from inside because we cannot accept somebody else growing without realizing that they might be spending their entire days and nights working on something. So she protects us from snakes and having any kind of envy or jealousy. So, not just yourself from being the envious snake, from all around you who can turn into envious snakes, who can be around you and yet take morsels out of the plate that you are eating in and still take a shit on it. The kind of people that you don't want in your life. She protects us from robbers and fanatical views. Again, the belief system that makes you feel that whatever you believe in is the correct thing to believe in. Sometimes people get ready to take lives and even give their lives for such kind of views. And what is it but a robbery of your true self? It prevents you from realizing who you truly are, which is beyond these labels and attachments. She protects us from prisons or any kind of avarice, any malice, jealousy, or maladaptive coping mechanisms, anything negative, anything that can cage your soul, which can stop your soul from growing, from becoming its best self, from liberating yourself. It protects you from floods and lust, therefore. Because lust, if not taken hold over, can turn into a flood. It will completely destroy whatever is in your life. And you will be so consumed by this very emotion that it will drown everything else in your life. Lastly, demons, which are represented by doubt. Doubt is one of the worst emotions that we can have. Doubt about our own selves, our belief systems, our worth. So she helps you get rid of all these things completely. And before I end, I really hope that you will be chanting this mantra at least once with your entire heart for every single soul in the world that's suffering. And you'll pray to her to come down from her lotus throne because her kids need her, her children need her. This is what the mantra means. It means Om, which is a sacred sound. The moment you chant it, it purifies your mind, body, and speech. And here it represents her sacred mind, body, and speech. And by chanting it, she extends that energy to you too. Tare, which in Sanskrit also means liberating, crossing over, going from choppy waters to calm waters, being liberated, moksha. So here it means liberation from all kind of discontent, anything that stops you from feeling that divine love, that divinity within, stops you from realizing that your soul has absolutely no labels. So no matter how hard you try to fight for those labels, it's pointless. Tutare, it means liberation from all the fears and dangers, both internal and external, as I talked about. Ture, it's liberation from the duality, which means cessation of confusion, doubt, where we think of ourselves to be this body of flesh and bones. We are not. We are this. the emptiness, the nothingness, the shunyata, the source where we came from, where we have that illusion of separation, where we find others to be different from us, some lesser or bigger human beings. And lastly, it's Soha. In Sanskrit, we often call it Swaha. So it's may this mantra take root in my mind. Hereby, I accept that may whenever I chant this mantra, may it take root not only in my own mind, but also in the minds of all those beings who need their hearts to be softened, who need to learn how to transcend duality, who need to learn how to love all human beings as their own, who need to be their true self, who need to be in connection with the truth that they are, who are living in these delusions. May Matara give them wisdom.